This is not just another broadcast. This is Frozen Apex TV, where racing is treated like the elite competition it is, where preparation meets pressure, and where nothing that matters goes unseen. We understand the sport because we understand the drivers, the commitment it takes to be here, the discipline behind every lap, the difference between sending it hard and sending it home. That's why we don't just follow the race, we break it down, corner by corner, battle by battle, from every angle that tells the real story on the track. While others catch the moment, we capture the meaning behind it. The dive bombs that change championships, the defensive lines that define careers, the split-second decisions made at 200 miles an hour. This is coverage built for leagues that demand credibility, for drivers who expect professionalism, and for competition that deserves respect. No missed action, no wasted shots, just pure, uninterrupted racing, delivered with precision. Freeze the moment, own the apex. Welcome to Frozen Apex TV. Tonight, the next chapter begins. A season ago, the Weeknight Warrior Sim Series burst onto the scene and delivered unforgettable battles, dramatic finishes, and the beginning of a legacy. Champions were crowned, rivalries were forged, and drivers etched their names into the history books. Now it's time to write the next chapter. After months of preparation, roster moves, off-season development, and anticipation from teams and fans alike, Season 2 of the Weeknight Warrior Sim Series is finally here. And there is no bigger stage to begin the journey than the World Center of Racing, Daytona International Speedway. Beneath the lights and in front of an eager audience, the best drivers in the league prepare to launch a new championship campaign. Veterans return looking to build on their success. Rising stars arrive determined to challenge the established order. New faces enter the spotlight with one goal in mind, proving that they belong among the best. Tonight, every driver shares the same dream. A championship. But before anyone can think about lifting up a trophy, they must survive Daytona. Speed, precision, strategy, and nerve will all be put to the test. One mistake can end a night. One move can change a season. Every lap matters. Every position counts. This is where hopes are born. This is where rivalries reignite. This is where legends begin their next pursuit of greatness. Over the weeks ahead, there will be victories that define careers, heartbreaks that fuel determination, and moments that become part of Weeknight Warrior Sim Series history. But before any of that unfolds, one challenge stands before this field: Daytona. The standings are empty. The points race has yet to begin. Every driver has a chance. Every team believes this could be their year. And when the green flag waves, the road to Season 2 championship officially begins. So buckle up, turn up the volume, and prepare for an unforgettable night of racing. From all of us at Frozen Apex TV, welcome to the Season 2 opener of the Weeknight Warrior Sim Series. The lights are on, the engines are fired, the stage is set, and the wait is finally over. I am your host, Fred Truax, with our co-host, the beautiful Kester Grant, who just goes by Metal. Welcome to the beautiful Daytona. Metal, how you feeling tonight? Are we excited to fire off a new season?
Well, let's make sure I'm actually looking at you. I don't want you to just stare at my back, and stuff like that. So, but no, I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to call this race with you. And what a better way to start off a season than Daytona, right? I mean, it is America's Speedway, right? It is 2.5 miles of absolute, maybe 2 miles. You know what? I got to look at my papers. Hold on.
I believe it's 2.5
It is
miles.
a long distance. It is a long distance, okay? And we're going to be out here for 2 hours on a brutal draft specialist track, right? We're going to see a lot of bumping. We're going to see a lot of rubbing. Hopefully, for the folks at home, we can see a lot of wrecking out there, right? But obviously, as a driver, you don't want to be wrecking. But as a fan, you want to see the wrecks. You want to see the big one. You want to see it all. But yes, I am super happy to be here with you. Fred, Thank you for letting me into the booth, even though I had to wait 15 minutes just pounding on the door, like, let me in, right? You hired me, get me in here, right? But no, I'm really glad that Wicked Warrior has decided to go ahead and allow me to come on board, and I'm excited.
I am also excited. I am extremely thrilled. Our drivers just finished up their qualifying. Now, this is a little bit of a special night with the introduction and trying to get a little bit of hype, so we actually kind of missed qualifying, but the drivers are firing up for a warm-up and a drivers meeting. So let's go through. Let's transition over to Daytona Motor Speedway, the World Center of Racing. This is not just another broadcast. This is Frozen Apex TV, where racing is treated like the... Well, I guess we didn't need the intro twice. My apologies about that. But we are live. We are looking on the blimp, flying over Daytona here, waiting for these drivers. They got about 5 minutes of warm-up here. I believe Owen Vance is the one who put it on the pole here. And let's see if we can get a camera on his car. We can that. Aaron's number 48 for Elite Motorsports there.
Fantastic livery. Kind of just hanging out on pit road, just letting everyone else kind of go out there, just checking his belts. Maybe something's loose, but making sure everything's going pretty good. And you got to enjoy these ARCA cars, man. These ARCA cars, nice, powerful, light, and a lot of fun. I don't know if you've ever been inside one. I haven't. But I can imagine they're a wonderful machine.
Yes, and I just had to make a quick settings adjustment, so I just ran back to the booth real quick, but that allowed Owen to get that car fired. He's pulling intel with Travis Farmer, the 09, that K&N number 9. Not sure if they're planning on working on a little bit of draft here. But going to go out nonetheless, try to get some last-minute practice in, get some heat in these engines, make sure them cars are set right up, make sure they're comfortable inside of these cars and ready to go for a lot of laps here at Daytona tonight.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting. You're going to have to watch your tire temp. You're going to have to watch your engine temp, most important, because a lot of people don't realize when you're drafted, right, that, yes, you are increasing the horsepower. You do create a draft train. You're able to go faster. You're in the slipstream. You're able to just do a whole bunch of stuff, even slide on the infield as you're trying to come into the pits. But, the thing you got to worry about is that you are blocking the entrance to your radiator. And so you got to be careful about oil temp. You got to be careful with water temp. And so sometimes you're going to see a lot of lead changes because the car going to move for the car behind them, hopefully make them hit that wall, slow them down. But more importantly, you're going to see people kind of going in and out between as they're trying to maintain their engine temperature and relatively cool as you are right on the bumper and you're basically sucking up all that air on a car that's basically sitting on the ground. So it's definitely a big strategy here when you're drafting out. And the other thing you got to be careful about is when you do move out of the draft tunnel and you try to get some air into your engine to kind of help cool it down, one of the things you got to worry about, you come out of that draft tunnel, you're going to get hit by a wall. And you're going to feel your steering all of a sudden get really loose. Sometimes it gets super tight. And you got to be careful about how much you stick out. And you got to worry about side draft. Side draft is a killer when you're drafting on these long tracks.
Yeah, and like Metal said, is we're going to see a lot of this bump drafting, this pack-style racing. And the killer is when you think you got to make your own groove and move to the outside and you don't get help. And like Metal was saying, as you move to, say, the outside lane and you don't have any draft help, you're hitting a wall, an arrow wall, an arrow dam, if you will, where you don't have a slipstream to kind of sneak up behind and into. So sometimes you'll see someone try to form the outside lane, have no help, and just keep falling back until they can tuck back into that middle or bottom line, or vice versa. They may try to make the middle work, and that might not be there if they don't have any sort of drafting help.
Now, going on the outside, it does work. But the key is you got to pick up the side draft. You got to get close, right? You got to get super close to pick up that side draft. You pick up that side draft, it helps with the aero dam, right? But the problem is, these cars get a little bit loose when you start sucking up on some of that side draft. So you got to be worried about pulling someone up in you, worried about sliding out. So you'll usually see them very, very tight towards each other in straightaways, and then you'll notice on corners they kind of fan out a little bit, and then they'll tuck right back in again to try and hold that draft.
Right. And I believe we're gonna be near 40 cars in this pack. I believe we have 37 cars.
Ooh, warm up not so good.
Big hit for the 95 there.
Gotta be careful. You only have so many replacements out there.
Right.
All right. So we're all finished up with the warm up. They're gonna have their team meeting here real quick, and eventually we're gonna get them all nice and gridded up while they're having their team meeting. I think we should call it out. How are you feeling here?
I'm excited for this. I think we got some cars rolling out on the grid, and let's take a look at who is gonna start us off.
We're gonna go from the rear, or are we gonna go from the front?
Let's go from
what do you want to do?
Let's start right in the rear.
All right. I mean, starting in the rear, we got a couple more cars coming up out. Some of those cars, they had to go back in the garage and get a couple jumps and bumps. Fix those dents. They were like, hey, guys, it was a warm-up. It was a warm-up. We weren't supposed to be aggressive out there. God damn it, now I'm in here trying to fix this thing. So, But, yeah, so as we get the rest of the cars out here, they're going to have a quick team meeting, basically going over the rules, maybe a quick prayer, and they'll be out here pretty soon. Just waiting for the rest of these cars to get pushed up out of the garage, onto the grid, get them all started up. Just so you guys are aware, if you don't know, we do have a variety of manufacturers out here. We got Fords, we got Chevys, and we've got Toyotas. So it's going to be quite interesting to see how everyone all lines up. Now I'm seeing some cars in the pit lane.
All right, and we are rolling. So,
alrighty, so starting off the back, we're going to do based off of who's lined up. So starting in 28th place, you got Kyle Van Durnham. Moving on up, you got Jaden Thorman. And then you're going to have, if it all settles out here.
we can just read it right off.
You got Matt Wright, and then you got Jeffrey Boone, right? Then you're moving on up, you got Isaac Bennett, and then Brianna Lawrence. Moving on up from... Oh, I apologize, folks. I jumped all over the place there.
All right, little hiccup on the scoring, but I think between our two different overlays. So I'll read it off mine because I have it here. So starting tail, we got Kyle Vandernen, and we got Justin Zemecki in 36th. 35th is Jaden Thomet. 34th is Tyler Jones. 33rd, Nicholas Warner. 32nd, Connor Price. 31st, Matt Wright. 30th is going to be Warren Appel. Jeffrey Bourne is going to be in 29th. Isaac Bennett in 28th. Brianna Laurent in 27th. Let's get this changed over. 26th is going to be Reagan Shockley. 25th, Buster Malcolm. 24th is going to go to Aiden Koenig. 23rd is Nolan Gross. 22nd, Dawson Price. 21st, Cooper Leardy. Ty Carino is going to be in 20th. Nathan Swafford, 19th. 18th is Jackson Sibley. 17th is Sean Fry. 16th, Stephen Jack. Hunter Zealot. 15th, Donnie Barnes. Danny Barnes is going to be 14th. Aiden Stevens, 13th. 12th, Omar Rodriguez. Blake Sharrow is 11th. And our top 10 is Stephen Jack, Sean Fry, Robbie Brogan, Hunter Ezell, Blake Sharrow, Travis Farmer, Tristan Hayes, Matt Morrison, and Owen Vance is starting us off on the pole. And they are going around.
Reckon in turn 4, I'm reading Regan Shockley, Tyler Jones, and Kyle Van Durnham. all involved with that wreck.
See if we can get a look and see what exactly happened here. Watching Reagan Shockley in the 93 Arizona T-car into turn 3. Ooh, looks like the 20
the 62, the 20.
Yeah, got into the back of the 62, collecting the 95.
Comes up and grabs a 36.
Got the 36
then up and hits that 93.
Airborne.
Going sideways, puts up a wall, and unfortunately the 9 is going to get a little bit of roughing up in the front as he pushes the 93 out of the bay.
It's looking like Tyler Jones was in that. Kyle Van Durnen was in that. Reagan Shockley was in that. It looks like Nicholas Warner might have been in that as well.
Oh, and we can see that the 36 was flipping over.
Let's do a quick little replay here and see what might have kept happening from the 36. I thought that wreck was over. Looks like skidding backwards just might have caught traction with the 72 bumped him. Just caught the traction on the tires right on that apron, and up and over he goes.
Luckily, he was able to drive away the car, so that is good.
Yep, that definitely helps. Go back live here as, well, I think there's some nerves are kind of unraveling here on the beginning of this race.
Yes.
A little bit of
Vance was able to survive that. Owen Vance going to be marked the leader coming in as they finish all up. 93 now out of the pits, getting back up to speed. And several people are coming in. Not the way you want to start this race here.
We are showing on our from the officials that Isaac Bennett and Warren Appelt have meatball flags. And Tyler Jones, Nick Hames, Logan Murray, Danny Barnes, Jaden Thomet all have black flags. Not 100% sure why, but we are showing that they do have black flags. Looking at the chat here on YouTube, we got Young Hitta saying, "Let's go Steel City." Super Skittles is saying that we now have... now the 06 has 6 on the door. We'll try to have that fixed for next week.
Kyle Van Drunen.
Drunen, okay.
Van Drunen.
All right, we'll get that going. Yeah, a lot of these names are new to us. We've broadcasted a couple leagues here, and some of the drivers are new to us. So we do apologize if we pronounce any names incorrectly. We don't mean to, and we don't do it intentionally. And if you are a driver watching or listening and we do pronounce your name wrong, feel free to just simply send me a DM or a comment in chat here, and we'll get that straightened out. Guaranteed I'll keep forgetting it and probably continue pronouncing it wrong, but...
So, I'm showing Hunter Izell.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Like he's having a little bit of trouble.
Take a look
there.
here. He came to a stop on the backstretch, and I'm not sure if he was doing any sort of admin duties or what might have happened. He rolled out of pits up and into line, and maybe he's just letting some people pass. That could have been it.
I think race control radioed down to him and said, like, "Hey, we're having problems getting these flags cleared out. We might need your assistant real quick." And he just got, "All right, give me a second. Let me just park her on the apron, guys. Man, it's like I pay you guys all this money and you can't figure this out. All right, well, I guess give me a second. Let me find a place to park it. I'll get on it."
It's my husband and our daughter was yelling, "Oh, no."
Oh.
Oh, no.
They're saying the name wrong. Well, I think moving forward, I think we're going to remember this because I don't want a little girl being upset with us.
That's the last thing we need.
Last thing
is if we have to interview him in Victory Lane and he has his daughter come on the mic just to yell at us, we don't need that happen. Got a Blake Sherrill fan in chat.
Matt Morrison and Owen Vance are gonna be taking it out on the front.
Yeah, and the lights are off on the pace car, which means we are going to be green this time by.
Take number 2.
Yeah, attempt number 2 to actually get this race fired off here.
It'll be interesting to see how they hold up here. Owen Vance looking really strong in practice. Can he survive the nightmare of Daytona?
Oh, right, yeah. We got Owen Vance, Matt Morrison starting front row, Travis Farmer and Tristan Haynes, row 2, Hunter Azell and Sean Fry in row 3, Blake Sharrow and Nathan Swafford, row 4, and Nolan Gross and Robbie Brogan are going to be in row 5, making up your top 10. Now, Daytona with such a heavy draft presence, you could kind of almost be anywhere as long as you're in the front pack. You can pretty much win this race on the last lap from anywhere. A little bit of luck.
That is true. And if you're in the back, you might be hoping that they wreck out all in the front and you get the clean pass.
Right.
Owen Vance gets a hell of a start out there. Good push. Good restart. Gets in front of Matt Morrison as he takes it down to the bottom. Tristan Haynes trying to make a way on the outside, but he's got no help. Gonna end up falling behind. That's gonna allow several drivers to get on up there.
That's what we were talking about with that aero dam, as he went to that outside and didn't immediately have that draft help, and it looks like he lost 2 or 3 positions just moving to that outside lane.
Everyone looking pretty good. Getting down there, trying to fan out, trying to get back into that draft line, that outside lane, desperately looking for some help. Try and push him up.
We've officially completed a green flag lap at Daytona.
1 in the books.
Only took 6 circuits around the track to get 1 to be green.
84 more to go. I hope you guys are ready for a fun race here. You can already see that we're starting to have a little bit of pack separation. You got to be careful about that. You want to stay close, but if you fall off too far and you fall outside of that tunnel, it's going to take a long time to try and catch up. 77 looking trying to hold this line. Get a little wavy there. Trying to stay inside that arrow tunnel as they're trying to figure out things. And we can see now Tristan Hayes gets the push that he wants, and he's able to get out in front. Nolan Gross was able to give him the boost. Nolan Gross is going to maintain that outside line. Looks like he's going to guide down and try and get back in the front. Cut off Owen Vance, giving Tristan Hayes the lead.
Watch Jackson
That outside
on that outside.
Still got plenty of draft out there.
And one thing about taking that outside lane is you make the track a little bit bigger, which allows you to carry a little bit more speed around tracks. And sometimes if you have a team to work with on that outside lane, they can push you. And that outside lane will actually become faster than the inside lane, but you have to have a supporting cast of actors to make that all happen.
That's right. As we're still got that outside lane, trying to make things happen. Having a little bit of issue trying to maintain that tunnel. As they're starting to drop the line. Tristan Hayes and Nolan Gross still out in front. Owen Vance conserving some fuel, probably just hanging out. Like, all right, boys, you can have it. I'll sit back here and watch you mess this up.
Yeah, right.
Nolan Gross, just one thing to know, he's up 21 positions.
Yeah, he is up quite a bit. On the tower on the left side, you can see the green and the red numbers. Green is how many positions they have increased, and red is how many they have decreased. So, yeah, we've got a lot of movers, and Nolan has kind of come from the back to the front, and he looks to be on top of his game, at least early on. Same with Brianna Laurent here.
Also up 21 positions. Now we do have 3 packs that have formed up. Mid-pack, you're going to have to hope that you guys can link up. Try and catch up that higher, faster pack. And then you also got that 3rd pack back there being led by, looks like, Nick Haynes, as they're trying to link up and try and gather more speed.
Yeah, and the best thing to do in this situation is just sit in a good line, make the aerodynamics work for you. Okay. The overlay bugged out there for a minute, showing the leaders swiftly dropping through the pack, and I was hoping that the leaders didn't wreck. Unfortunately, they did not.
They did not. Yeah.
But yes, Nick Hames currently leading the backpack, currently 27th place, trying to form the charge here.
Looks like Blake Sharo and Jeffrey Bourne dropped off of the lead pack. Sometimes it's hard when you sit there. We've got a meatball, Danny Barnes. Danny Barnes looks like he was trying to come into pit road, and it looks like something happened. He's showing a meatball.
Let's take a look here and see what happened. Danny Barnes looks like a clean pit entry. I'm not sure what would.
Looks like the meatball was before this.
It was before that. Okay.
Yep.
Let's see if something might have happened to the Barnes machine. Oh yeah.
Looks we can see it. Sitting right there.
22 Tyler Jones.
It's like, ooh. It looked like he might have blown a tire.
Wondering if he was trying to get into the pits, kind of letting off to plan his pit stop, and everyone around him may have not have known. There may have been a little mishap of communication there.
And we have a new leader, Jackson Sibley, squeezing on up there in the Ghost.
Ghost Energy number 98 leading the charge. Figure out what he wants to do with Steven Jack.
Keep an eye on Steven Jack. Steven Jack's pushing really hard. Got Robbie Brogan helping him with that draft. Basically, when you sit there and you get in a draft, ooh, there's a little bit of wall contact there.
Robbie Brogan up into the wall.
Like I was saying, like when you get into a draft, it becomes more than one machine. You might have two machines now. Double the horsepower, double the work. Allow them to catch up with the speed. That relies you to stay off the walls. Some people don't know this, Fred. I don't know if you've ever heard about this, but these walls are actually designed to slow you down.
Really?
A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people think that, like, I'm going to use the whole track, the walls included. Oh, the wall's got a little bit of a nerf element to it. It's gonna slow you down.
Unless you're Ross Chastain, it's gonna slow you down.
They're gonna slow you down. Steven Jack.
Robbie Brogan around the outside.
And Robbie pulled her out. Gonna go ahead and drop down. Gonna cause that outer lane to move up. Hunter Geyer in a good position here as long as his team, people behind him. But back to what I was talking about with drafting, one of the difficult things that sucks here, right, is that you don't necessarily want to help the opposing team, right? You don't want to help someone, but in this event, like, you gotta swallow your pride. You gotta hope up. If you can't find a teammate, find someone else. Link up with them. Stay with your team. Let them know what's going on. Hunter Geyer coming across the line.
You're riding on board with Tristan Haynes on the roof cam right here. Because you're able to maybe get a feel for some of the draft on this track. And you can just see how little room of margin there is for any sort of errors. Is you have to try to stay right on the bumper of the car in front of you. But the other thing is you don't always know what that car is going to do. As you can see, it looks like the car that we're on is a little bit quicker. He caught that 98, so he has to be able to check up and, not drive through the car in front of him, but also keep an eye behind him, looking towards the rear. He doesn't want Nolan Gross to just drive through him either. So you have to kind of play the game, accept the bump. Hopefully Nolan, when he does bump him, gives him a good bump. There's always been the rule of don't push the pusher. That's when real big bad things happen. So there's
the fans at home believe that Barnes probably actually blew the bump.
Very, very possible. Very possible.
Very possible. You're going to sit here and think, you know, I got an idea. Let me drop a gear and see if I get around. Well, you just dropped the transmission out of the bottom of the car, buddy.
Well, what could have happened is if he was running in that draft pack like we're sitting in right now for too long, not getting enough air on the front of that car,
right.
Your oil and your water temperature are going to go through the roof.
And blowing an engine is not something that you want to happen. Is that Sean Frey?
That is.
Sean Frey had the lead for a moment, got across the line, will be marked leader as Owen Vance, our original leader from the debacle of lap 1, fighting with Sean Frey. Sean Frey's got a little bit of help on the outside with Hunter Geyer. But as you can see right now, Robbie Brogan just gave one good bump to Owen Vance. And Owen Vance capitalized on that extra momentum.
I
as
want
you
to
see, he's kind of get up, trying to grab some of that side draft.
I want to note that Sean Fry's number on the score tower is 99, but 22 on the car. So for anyone following Sean Fry, he is that Joey Logano, looks like a Pennzoil scheme of the 22, but in sim he's being scored as the 99. So it must have been a little mix-up with the transponder, putting in the proper numbers, or maybe his wrap design team got a little confused and meant to put a 99 and put a 22 on that car.
So we are coming up on our first lapper. Kyle Van Drunen just out in front.
And there is Kyle.
Kyle's going to go ahead and put it on the outside, let the lead pack by. Very good sportsmanship. That's what we like to see.
Yes, that is good, because a lapper could definitely change the outcome of this race. I've seen that happen many a times.
Oh, it's Ian Frey. Or are you saying it's Sean Kean? Because, you know, you weren't very specific there. Yeah, okay. Kean Frey. All right.
Kean Frey. Interesting.
Or, excuse me, Fry. Kean Fry or Kean Frey? I want to say Fry. But that might just because I'm a little hungry and I'm thinking about some fries right now.
So I have a personal friend whose name is Sean, spelled exactly like that, C-E-A-N.
Yeah.
Interesting. So Kean.
Very interesting.
Very neat.
We are 20 down, 70 to go. This is about
to...
Oh, we got a wreck on the front.
Steven
Not what we want to
Jack.
see.
Hard
Steven Jack.
into the wall with Tristan Haynes.
Oh, man.
Wow.
It is Fry. Okay, I appreciate that, Danielle.
Hard,
that's not
hit.
what you wanted to see. What happened?
Look.
To me, it looks like got down there and there you can see it, the side draft. That's what we're talking about. He came down with that side draft and it pulled him up. He lost his rear and it ends up sucking you up in. It's like a giant vacuum on the front of these cars. And Steven nearly goes sideways. Luckily, the car was able to keep it down. And that is going to be some heavy, heavy damage, hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully the team can fix this. Might need to get the big man to jump on the hood.
Might need the big guy to jump on the hood.
Might need it. Kyle definitely isn't connected to his normal internet tonight. He's working out of town and working with what he has. Well, I'm hoping good things. I'm hoping good things for Kyle. You know, Kyle so far has been doing fairly clean. Did have a little bit of an incident on lap 1. It happens to the best of us. But, you know, if he keeps it up, I believe he's in line for Lucky Dog. But what I was going to talk about, Fred, was we hit lap 20, and you got to start thinking about, all right, what are we going to do about fuel and tires, right? Like, how long can we go before we need to actually pull it in and get some of that go-go juice?
Yeah, I'm wondering. I'm expecting you're gonna obviously have a few guys, you know, pull it in here. I do think maybe make an adjustment, possibly put on new tires. I know tires aren't a huge deal at Daytona, but fuel is going to be an interesting thing. And you know, I assume they're going to be sitting roughly with a third a tank of fuel left. So you could pull in, fill it up right now, or, hope that this restart, may breed another caution. But you can see the leaders are committed. And unless anyone does
that's what I would do. I would bring it in. Got to watch that speed. It is a fast pit, but you also got to make sure you're paying attention to that speed, as the majority of everyone is kind of pulling in.
You can see very busy pit road right now.
I want to say just about everyone got in there. Nicholas Warner elected to stay out, along with Jaden Thoman. Jaden Thoman also decided to stay out. And Omar beats it on the line. No,
Wow.
They're going to go ahead and give it to Owen Vance. They're going to give it to Owen Vance.
But big jump for Omar. Big jump.
Big jump. Let's back it up here just a little bit. Let's take a look at what happened there coming out of pit lane.
Yeah, he got a good jump.
We're going to pause it right here. We're going to get to the actual line here once I figure out. Damn it, Fred. You moved all my cameras around. As you can see, and he does get it out just in time.
Yeah,
you can see
Vance just
the yellow
beat him
line. Yeah, he just got him. Just got off that line. So Owen Vance will maintain the lead. As we get ready for the lights to go out on the pace car, they double it up, get ready to fire it off again. I'm showing a black flag for Steven Jack.
Not sure what that would have been. He just owned a piece of the wall at Daytona, so maybe that messed with the brakes, maybe some speeding into the pits. Ooh, it looks like Omar Rodriguez is pulling it back into the pits here as well.
Might have a loose nut.
Possibly loose lug nut. He's staying to the far right. He is pulling it into his pit stall. Looking for a little more fuel. Maybe, I'm not sure.
They might be trying to finish smoothing out. Maybe has a little bit of damage, but he is coming back out.
All right, that is good.
That's gonna mark him 25th.
Giving up a lot of positions. Interesting to see what that call was. Maybe a tape adjustment. Could be a lot of different things.
Very well could be.
It's going to be Owen Vance and Kean Fry.
Owen France.
And
Kean Fry. You're thinking about them French fries too.
Yep. Gonna have to go hit the concession stand here.
It just so happens to be that maybe. Yeah, I got some French fries. I did bring up some French fries in my bag here.
Nice.
You don't get any of them. They're all mine.
When we go to the tracks here in the north, the common thing is to get some French fries, put some malt vinegar on them, ketchup, and salt.
Very interesting.
Because I believe that's a Canadian thing, but I'm pretty close to Canada, so.
Okay, that's fair. I'm probably the furthest from Canada.
You're pretty far from Canada.
I'm pretty far from Canada.
I'm like 20 miles. You're a little more than 20 miles.
A little more than 20. You can go ahead and put a greater sign in front of that. Alrighty, pace car's going to be dipping it in here. Owen Vance going to fire it off again, going against Kean Fry.
We are at green at Daytona.
Owen Vance got a good start, got a good jump. And it looks like Travis Farmer is going to come over here and give Owen Vance, a little bit of bump, try to separate themselves. You got to watch that outside line because here they come. Trying to collect all that speed, momentum from the high side.
Vance is looking pretty solid out front. Usually on drafting tracks, myself personally, I don't love leading. I don't like mirror driving. I don't like having to put the blocks on for a whole lot of race. That's a lot of driving that you're doing, sitting in the front. But some guys love it, and Owen Vance seems to be doing a pretty decent job. Travis Farmer, known winner there in second place. Ian Fry in third.
Strong competitor.
Nathan Swafford sitting in fifth.
Trying to make that outside line work for Hunter. Got a little bit of help behind him. But just a little bit too much separation, not able to link up. This is one of those things that you could probably ease off the throttle just a little bit to allow him to catch up and then get back on it. Try and push your way out there. A lot of people don't like to give up speed. They don't want to get off the gas there. So it all goes back to sometimes you gotta make some sacrifices. Sometimes you just gotta swallow the pride. Hunter Geyer continuing to slide his way up on that outside, making that outside line work. Owen Vance maintaining the front up here as the front pack has started to separate. Owen Vance and Travis Farmer starting to get a little bit of a separation.
Yep.
Trying to get it through.
See that?
This is where you make the decision. The high line is starting to make a move. If you want to make a pass for the leader, you're going to want to get out in front. You don't want to do it too early. You don't want to do it too late. As you can see, Travis Farmer decides he's going to try and get Owen Vance another good push. Try and push themselves further and further away.
See, Hunter Zell in the back there in that 19 Goodwrench car making some moves as well. This is a driver you're going to want to watch for a lot of the season. Usually, somehow, some way, usually finds his way to the front very often. A few interviews with him, I would not be surprised.
That outside line is just slowly creeping.
Yep.
Trying to make it work. Travis Farmer trying to push Owen Vance. Trying to make it work.
Steven Jack has pulled back out onto the track, I believe. Was the driver involved?
Starting to show some time, starting to move down.
Boy. Hunter Geyer to the front. Formed the outside lane all by himself and drove to the front. Gets around Owen Vance.
And we're 3 wide in several spots on turn 1. Coming to the exit of turn 2, they kind of split it out. Don't necessarily want to be 3 wide because you get stuck in that middle and you're by yourself. And yeah, you might get a little bit of a speed boost, but if you can't get around, then you're going to be stuck.
Yeah, and it's a little bit scary, too, if the outside lane forms, the inside lane forms, and there's no middle lane, and you're in the middle lane, and you're just kind of pinballing yourself back, trying not to wreck your car and everyone else's.
Hunter Geyer coming across the line after assuming the lead.
Whoa!
And we got trouble down the straightaway.
Robbie Brogan goes around hard into that inside wall.
Able to hold it, gets out of the way. Admin looking to keep this going.
No yellow. Must have been a clean wreck. Let's take a look here and see what kind of transpired. Little bobble right there behind Nolan Gross. Travis Farmer right behind him. Looks like
And
he
it
just
oh,
stepped out of line. It looks like Travis Farmer put his nose to that inside, and Robbie, when he went to correct, I think on the nose of Travis Farmer, little doink into the wall. Doesn't look like much of a no harm, no foul situation there. I think that car is okay, minus the flat spots on the tires.
might have to come in soon, or you can just work it way through, and eventually those flat spots will go away.
Yeah, they'll work their way out eventually.
But during all of that, we did have quite the shuffle up in the front. Owen Vance back out in front with Caden Pryor.
So Chat,
Owen Gross coming back up to third.
Chat, we put up a poll on who you think might win this race, Ford, Chevy, or Toyota. Feel free to put your votes in. Fun little game we like to play. And also, let us know who y'all are rooting for. Who's your favorite? Everyone's got a favorite out there. If you don't find a car you like, stick with them. Vance and Swafford. All right, some Elite Motorsports fans in chat. Says Austin Wright. Good to see it. Let's take a look. Nathan Swafford sitting here. That 5 Coors Banquet. I thought that said Molson on the quarter as well. So Molson Coors. Sharp looking car. I like that one. I believe on the same team. And obviously, Owen Vance has kind of been the star of the show. He's led most of this race here in that Aaron's number 48 sitting up in the front.
You know, we talk about who we hoping for, and Frank, I feel like you've known me long enough to. I think you know who I. You know what, Mel Huff. I had a suspicion.
Huh?
I had a suspicion.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, I don't know what it was, but something was eating on the inside of me. I'm thinking, like might be a Kyle Van Drunen fan, And Danielle's going for Omar. Excellent choice. Praise to the commissioner, obviously.
Yep. We've got Connor and Dawson Price fans in chat as well.
Yeah.
Omar currently in 15th here.
You've known me long enough. You know how I feel about what kind of cars I like. Being on the side, actually being a team owner for a car. I've been a fairly hardcore manufacturer, a fan of a certain manufacturer, And I mean, it's quite obvious, who I'm going to go with.
Yeah, I've never met a bigger Chevy fan.
That's right. You heard it here first, guys. You heard it here first. I am the biggest.
So a little backstory. Little backstory here is Metal's quite a big Ford guy. We have another league where he is an owner. It's called Ford Brothers Racing is his team, and we developed a logo for that team. And Metal actually got that logo tattooed in real life on his shoulder. So he's pretty dedicated to the Mustangs.
Fairly dedicated to the Ford. It doesn't have to be a Mustang, It could be a Fusion, which, but it is what it is. I like those Crown. I like those Crown Vics. I like those Mercuries. I like the Mustang. So I've always been a big fan of Ford, and yeah.
No, I appreciate that. It's nice when we have chat that's kind of popping off. We got some people that we can chit chat with while we call the race. It's good. It's good to see the people at home show up to support the guys that are in the race.
It is, and we do this for you, right? Because you can sit there, you can stare at numbers all day long, right? And try to add a little entertainment, make it interesting for you guys. Because yes, there are some people that'll be like, I would say 99% of the time they're going left. Right? There is a 1% chance they might go right.
That 1%
Usually
is
only
why we're
once.
here.
Yeah, usually only once. But no, we try to put on a nice broadcast so that way you guys can watch your fan favorites and watch your driver and try to provide you a little bit of entertainment. And but we don't really do it for you guys. So.
Yeah, we try to keep it lighthearted. We try to keep it as knowledgeable as we can, and obviously, as the season progresses, we'll be following along with the drama that unfolds. Obviously, it's racing. It's essentially a really, really, really fast soap opera. So we want to try to discover who is beefing with who, try to get the storylines, try to see who is racing for a championship, try to follow the points, who's on what team, who might help each other, because that matters when you have 20-plus races on a season. And when you're broadcasting that, it's nice to have them talking points for the people at home to listen to, because you might show up to watch your favorite driver, but your favorite driver has to race with almost 40 other people, and having an understanding of who them 40 other people are is kind of a fun thing.
And like the other thing too is you actually get to watch them race, right? Like some people may be in the same household with the individuals and may be seeing them just sitting behind a screen, but like actually get to see what they're doing, all the hard work, all the dedication, all of the why haven't you taken the trash out moments, and like this is what they're producing, right? This is what they're producing, and we want to show it. We want to show you what they're doing on the backside. As we can see, Nolan Gross trying to make a run on the outside, ends up losing all of his support down in the middle.
Nolan in the middle, that's what we were talking about, is accidentally falling in the middle. Not where you want to be.
Trying to get back up into the outside.
Trying to pull some of that side draft. Fortunate, he was able to get in on the bottom. Looks like no harm, no foul.
Morrison trying to make a run for it.
Owen Vance is there to help give him a shove.
And the one driver we said that we need to be watching, Hunter Azil, currently in fourth.
Yeah, Hunter is coming up through the pack. He's up 11 positions from where he started. He's a very good race car driver.
Someone definitely take a watch as we see Nathan Swafford putting himself out in front, I believe for the first time this race. Can he make it? He does. Gets a lead lap for his stats. As we can see, Robbie Brogan going high to try and let the leaders by. Robbie Brogan look at his rearview mirror and just goes, oh no, oh no. I need the wall. Gets out of the way safely, allowing these race leaders to continue to keep fighting. Nathan Swafford making a run.
I do want to make
not a bad looking Coors livery there.
That is a sharp looking car. I agree.
I wonder who the wrap shop on that one was.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Well,
maybe we can figure this out as...
Yeah, that's not one of mine.
Yeah, not one of mine. Yeah. Keaton Fry trying to get up there. Keaton Fry using Hunter Azil. Trying to get some of that horsepower. Gets a nice bump. Keaton Fry inches out in front.
You can see Nathan Swafford deciding which lane he wants to be in, the top or the bottom. Doesn't want to be hyper aggressive and throw blocks on because you still have just over half a race left.
And James Price, we appreciate that. Like I said, it's all for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we definitely appreciate the kind words. We do this for fun, and we hope that it's fun for everyone home to watch.
So 42 laps are already down.
And yeah, we were talking about Robbie Brogan going to the high side and allowing the leaders by. You can see he has joined their draft pack. Might try to fight to get his lap back. And as myself, who's really slow on the racetrack most of the time, it is kind of scary when you're getting lapped when you have the race leaders coming up behind you as you're trying to figure out where should I be to not be in their way. Usually it's around the outside, but sometimes they'll pipe up on the bike and say, hey, go to the inside. But they have missed it. Do you guys ever do introductions on where they're from and such? So we had a little bit of a hiccup in the introductions, and where they're from, I would have to get kind of a note sheet to know where the drivers are from unless they update. It's a program called they'd have to update it in there. Might pull if they fill it out completely.
Yeah, and the thing is we had our notes. We had our notes sitting with us. We went down into the garage, down to the paddock, and to meet with the commissioner just to go over some simple rules and stuff of how he wants the broadcast to go through. And like a normal person, we forgot it. We just left the briefcase behind. And so someone is running around with all of the personal information, and we're just kind of hoping that Omar doesn't find out about that, because that's a little embarrassing.
Yeah.
And so next time we'll make sure we'll have our notes and stuff with us, and we'll make sure we'll have them handcuffed to our wrists so we don't forget about it. Owen Vance tries to make a push from the outside. Nathan Swafford comes back down with Matt Morrison helping him push. Owen Wilson's got a lot of help on that outside line. Will he be able to carry that momentum through? Looks like he's not going to get a chance as Keenan Fry slides up there. Keenan Fry trying to absorb that. Owen Vance takes him to the outside. We're going 3 wide. Turn 1. Keenan Fry losing all of that momentum.
Yeah, Keenan Fry looks like the rock getting dropped into the bucket in the middle there. Falling in that middle line. No one jumped up to help that Ford, and he's just going to have to pull it in behind Buster Malcolm on the outside. Regain composure. Try to drive that. Scored 99, but on the car 22 to the front. Stage 1 is over.
Yeah, stage 1 over. Pull her in, boys. Let's all tighten it back up again.
We are halfway up and halfway down.
They saved that. Owen Vance, good push on the outside. Trying to get some more of that momentum. Trying to cut this corner on turn 2 to see if he can continue with that speed. Nathan Swafford coming slow out of the turn, and that's going to give Owen Vance the advantage. Owen Vance trying to get a push. We got it. Oh, we're wrecking on the back straightaway. Oh, no. Nolan Gross gets spun around, causing
Ty
some
Carino. Keenan Fry was in that.
Oh, man, not what you want to see. We're back under yellow, and we're going to go ahead and rewind some of this to take a look, dissect it, and let you know what happened. You know what it is? You know what it is, Fred?
What's that?
I think I left my team mic on, and I think they heard me say stage 1 over, and so they kind of backed out of it. Yeah,
Looks like Nolan might have went bottom to top, and then I think everything behind that just kind of checked up. Couple other drivers getting involved.
It also kind of looked like when he was up in the wall, when he got turned sideways, it looks like he might have either sucked the air out of Keenan Fry or gave him a little bit of a tap, but that was enough to make him spin out.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. We're going to take another look at this and focus on Nolan, as it seems like he was most of the wreck here. Let's take a look and see if we can figure out what happened. It looks like the 88 may have slid down with some of that side draft.
That's what we're seeing.
Nolan
got sucked up into him.
Trying to correct it. Goes around. Fortunate for those air dampers. Helped keep that car on the ground. He didn't necessarily go airborne.
Robbie Brogan came in and said, hey, let me help you straighten out.
Let me get you straightened out.
I got to get going. Give him a little bump, little love. Moved on by. Yeah. Tough to see it. Nolan Gross. Keenan Fry had a fantastic run. and they're going to have to work it all over again.
Yep.
Hopefully not a lot of damage out there. Hopefully they keep the aerodynamics nice and clean. It's going to be a rough one here.
Yeah, and
As they're looking at the scoreboard, and it looks like possibly Robbie Brogan might get a lucky dog.
I believe so. I believe.
There he goes. Well, he stays out as everyone pulls it in. Also seeing, looks like someone else was coming around. All right, let's get a good look at the line here. We can see the cars are self-jacking themselves up and self-replacing their tires.
Isn't it crazy where we're at with
Going
technology?
through. That it is. Like, you don't even need a pit crew anymore. Owen Vance, first off the line. Ooh! Matt Morrison just gets it out there before Nathan. So it's going to be Owen Vance, Matt Morrison, Nathan Swafford, Hunter Geyer, Jackson Sibley, Travis Armour, Buster Malcolm, Omar Rodriguez, and Jacob Petrosky, and Aiden. That's a good one. Koenig? Cohen?
Yeah, that's an interesting one.
I'm gonna look at it, but it's Aiden. That's who makes out the top 10 there.
Yeah.
That is a very interesting name. Very interesting name to see.
So what are you thinking, Metal? If you're Owen Vance right now, you've led majority of this race. You're obviously comfortable in the front.
You know, when you're on a draft track like this, super speedways, like being out in the front, I mean, it's a good feeling. You are out of the way of a lot of action. But the one thing that you got to be concerned about is the last couple of races when everyone gets desperate. So, you know, and the other problem is when you're out in front, you're burning more fuel than the rest of the cars behind you. And so you got to worry about trying to find a way to conserve fuel. You want to maintain your position. It keeps you in a safe spot from mayhem. And so it's really difficult to say, you know, obviously when you're late in the race, you feel great. You feel absolutely great, but it's got to have a little bit of a worry behind you as you're coming up towards the end of this race. We go double out. Lights are out on the pace car. We're about to bring it back again. Robbie Brogan gets his dog going around.
Owen Vance, Matt Morrison.
Now, one thing to note here, majority of everyone swapped their tires. Cold tires. You got to worry about cold tires. So you want to make sure you put a good amount of heat into it. And so that way you don't slip on the restart. So it's going to be interesting to see how these individuals hold with their cold tires as we're coming up here. Pace car will be pulling it in coming out of turn 4, coming up to the trioval. And, you know, one thing to note back at home, when you see them racing like this, part of you is like, you know what, I could do this. Let me get into a session. And then you realize, I'm not ready for this.
It is a lot harder than these drivers make it look. Even the drivers that aren't right up in the front, that are just able to maintain some sort of race pace and hold a pack with others, that is a lot harder than it looks. Like, a lot of people look at this and say, oh, it's just a racing video game. It's easy. Anyone can play it. Well, sure, maybe anyone can do it, but can anyone... It's a very select few that can do it every single week efficiently enough to be in the front every single week. Because, sure, it might be something that's easy to just drive around Daytona, but you have, 20 to 25 races in your average season, and you have to master all of those tracks, learn braking points, and learn how they go. And I would comfortably say right now, Owen Vance has a pretty good understanding of how Daytona flows.
Yeah, he's doing good. He's got good restarts. Always doing well. Now Matt Morrison, making me starting to think they teammates because they always seem to be paired up with each other.
I believe they are.
That would make sense. It would make sense.
I believe that they
Same manufacturer.
are all on the Elite Motorsports team, I believe. They would have
Kyle Van Drunen has a black flag.
Oh no.
Not what you want to see.
So your Elite Motorsports has a decent number of guys on it. You have Travis Farmer, Hunter Zell, Owen Vance, Nathan Swafford, Matt Morrison, and Omar Rodriguez are all
I'll
on
tell
that
you, it's
team.
not easy. I've attempted and crashed by myself. It is difficult. It is difficult.
Yep.
But one of the nice things about super speedways, there's very little braking that goes on. It's all about throttle control and fuel consumption. So it is definitely, it can be daunting, can be nervous, but once you do it a couple of times, you kind of get it figured out. So
It's a lot of the mid and intermediate tracks that you can say really make a race car driver what they are. If you can do very well on the mile to mile and a half tracks, that is where
Hunter Geyer out in front with Jackson Sibley.
Yeah, those intermediate tracks, you take a lot of the quote-unquote super speedway luck out of them, because, you know, Daytona and Talladega usually have what a lot of racing announcers call the big one, where usually at some point someone up towards the front will make a bad move, and half of the front pack disappears out of the race. And
Neat little feature that was added not too long ago. They have the abilities to cloak and decloak themselves. Don't have too many times you can press that button, but it is an option here. As we can see, Jackson Sibley pressing that button quite a bit.
yes, that is also known as latency and connection issues, which is absolutely terrifying if you are Blake Sherrill right behind him.
Fred, you can't call it a cloaking device. That's against the rules. So, yes, of course it's called a latency and connection issue.
Right. And that's usually, if it is on Jackson's internet, that is terrifying if you're Omar or Blake sitting right behind him trying to judge where that car is about to be.
And I do a lot of open wheel racing in this game, and I can tell you, open wheel racing has a very quick reaction time because things can happen in a split second, and nothing terrifies you more than you're following someone and you're like, I'm gonna pass them, and they just blink out of existence, and then you're just like, I have no idea where he is. And Blake Sherrill
to the front
made a push front.
on a good.
Hunter Geyer said, "Get back in line, sir."
Yeah, Blake is getting
Nice
a
try, but we're gonna take it.
good push from Omar.
I do like the gold rims. You like the gold rims on that 92.
Yeah, Omar has some really cool schemes. I will give him that.
It kind of looks like he's got money. It looks like that garage might have a little bit of money.
Yeah, it's super tuned up.
Super tuned up, rolling around on 24K.
That's straight gold rims.
Robbie Brogan in the pits.
Now one thing I want to talk is a little bit of race dynamic. As we'll see, obviously this race along with a couple others started daytime with the sun still up, but you can see the sun is setting. This track is starting to dark. Now, for those that don't know, there are lights at Daytona, so the drivers will be able to see the entire time, obviously. But one thing that happens is this track does begin to start cooling down, which that can, you know, really affect the tire wear of these cars. Now, Daytona is not necessarily known to be a high wear track, but in a lot of your intermediates or short tracks, going from the daytime to the nighttime cycle, you can see a lot of new faces emerge to the front, and a lot of your front runners fall to the rear. So we're going to kind of keep an eye on that and see if any of your top runners maybe have some misfortune once this track starts cooling down.
Yeah, you got to be worried about how your traction changes with the draft. So when the track is hot and you kind of get out of the draft tunnel, you still got a little bit of traction where you can hold it, especially if someone comes up on that side draft. When the track cools down, some of that traction starts to go away a little bit, and then you got to really worry about that aerodynamics.
One thing I want to note here is Owen Vance has kind of fallen back to the 14th place. Now, I'm not sure if he backed out of that to, save some equipment for the tail end of this race, or if he just kind of got shuffled out of the deck there and was trying to find a way back.
It may have been one of those things where the chief came on and just said, like, look, man, are you going to be a part of the problem, or are you going to be a part of the solution? And he radioed back, I'm going to be the whole problem. So we don't know what Owen Vance might be doing back there. Omar gets shoved down below the line, gets back up. As they're 3 wide. 3 wide. Oh, and the 6 gets up into the wall, touches just a little bit. Not Darlington. You're not required to touch the walls here. As the 6 is trying to figure out which direction to go. And Hunter Geyer doing quite well. Jackson Sibley right there behind. And a good part of me is that if I was Owen Vance, I know the track, I know it well, I'm doing fine. I'm going to be most likely conserving myself. Everyone else is going to be pushing really hard. I want to have fuel. As you can see, he makes a good pass on the outside. Going 3 wide, trying to hold that momentum. He's got help. Here comes that outside line. 3 wide.
There is a little bit of pinch coming out of turn 4. You can see Owen Vance, Hunter Zell, not afraid of it. They are keeping those cars right up against the wall. Drafting for partners.
This is where you got to think. Do I go up on the outside and block him to slow him down? As you can see, Jackson Sibley goes up there, slows him down, pulls him back down at the bottom. Owen Vance is too good for that. Owen Vance says, well, thank you for the draft. You just gave me a little bit of a boost. And Keenan Fry back out in front with Regan Shockley on his tail.
Tyler Jones hopping to that outside, forming that 3rd line. Hunter Zell looks like he might have pulled it in. I'm not sure if he meant to. I don't think he did. Maybe he did. Yeah, Hunter Zell pulling it in.
Vance was looking like it's going to be by himself. Vance got a teammate. Maybe a teammate. Might not be. Oh, you get into the wall a little bit. Got to be careful.
The shift in that aerodynamics really upsets these cars, especially 3 wide in the turn. Definitely a hard spot of the track to hold and maintain, but I think Reagan Shockley pulling up front. The 72 Tyler Jones pulling in the rear there as well is actually going to form that outside lane, and that might leave the middle hung out to dry as there's only 2 cars in it right now.
That's right. As they're coming back up to the tri-oval, we can see a move. Omar making a run for it. Omar trying to get across the line. We have damage. Omar, they go 3 wide. Someone lost the front end. Not exactly sure who it was, but there was a bumper. Unless we have a very eager fan who threw the bumper out into the track and said, please sign my bumper.
Please sign this while you're doing 200 miles an hour at Daytona. Thank you.
Yeah, you guys are pros, right?
And
you guys are extremely athletic.
Owen
Vance
with the push from Hunter Zell back to the front. We saw him way back down in 14th place. What, 3 or 4 laps ago?
29 to go.
He's back leading her here at Daytona with Hunter Zell in tow.
Omar looking behind him, throwing hands like, what was that? As Hunter Zell comes down in front of Omar. Owen Vance on his own. I almost guarantee you, Owen Vance hanging out back there's got plenty of fuel. Might have been able to conserve a lot of fuel here.
Yeah.
Now he can be back out in front, pushing it hard.
Now, I do think just for fuel reasons, these drivers are going to have to pit at least one more time. So we still have 28 laps to go. It'd be interesting if we get some green flag pit stops.
It'd be interesting. You never want to do green flag pit stops at Daytona or Talladega. because you lose your draft, and it is so hard to get back out there.
That's where teamwork can literally make the dream work. Where you're going to have a team like these front three runners all on Elite Motorsports can all kind of radio up to each other, say, I need fuel, I need tires, whatever they may need, get a similar pit strategy so that way they enter at the same time, exit at the same time, and then you have some draft partners to help one another through the field. And once the draft or the pit rotation is over, you at least have some guys to work with, because if we go green flag and we pit under green, you're going to notice a lot of this big pack is going to dissipate as some guys pull it in and some guys stay out.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see as we're coming up here towards and near the end of the race. People are gonna start getting desperate, and all you gotta hope for is can you stay it out. But yeah, I would agree with the fans out there. Vance and Enzel are fast with each other. And if you are a teammate and your teammate is leading the race, makes you think, do I try and get the win myself? Do I help the teammate get the win? Trying to make sure of like, okay, how are we going to do this? You know, you let me win, you won't be alone. That guarantees you second place. Or, hey, I'm going to go for the win. I think you're slow, and then you can take each other out. So you got to be very careful here, coming up to the very end here, as you never want to see the front car wreck out.
Yes. And to answer the question in chat, yes, the 48, the 19, and the 92 are all part of Elite Motorsports. They're all on the same team.
They are. 1, 2, 3. Fantastic team points.
Yes, and it also is good to be them right now, as they are able to work together. They might be able to throw a block, they might be able to plan a pit stop, they might be able just to kind of push one another and get a little bit of a break out in the front here. So it is good to have a team, especially on a drafting track.
As they coming up on, looks like Robbie Brogan. Robbie sticking up high to let the leaders by. Might be able to tuck in and ride along with. Coming down the back straightaway. See some people still bobbing and weaving, trying to hold on, trying to figure out their plan. What can we do here? Not many laps left.
Yeah, you can see Tyler Jones in that 72 on the outside, trying to form that outside lane with, looks like Jeffrey Bourne in tow. Luke Sharrow and Tristan Haynes trying to make that outside lane work, but it's going to work. They're going to have to get real close together and really be on the same page. But it does seem like it is forming. You can see that Progressive sponsor, number 72 of Tyler Jones, making the move to the outside, trying to get the push from the 44 Jeffrey Bourne. These guys have anything late race for the Elite Motorsports drivers in the front. Absolute powerhouse of a team, at least here at Daytona.
Do see Tyler Jones is starting to pick up speed. He is inching every time. Jeffrey Bourne can stay with Tyler Jones. They do have a shot as they try to go through. And this is where you wonder, with that Elite Motorsports, are they going to come up and block? Are they going to just stay in line? And makes you wonder if your teammates are going to help you, or if your teammates are going to owe you a beer at the end of the race. And he goes sideways and wrecking into turn 3.
Tyler
Not what we
Jones
wanted to see.
Getting into Blake Sharrow.
Oh, Tyler Jones
Man,
losing it.
Hard hit. A lot of damage on that 72 machine. That
Blake Sharrow and Jackson Sibley also showing damage.
I'm showing Nathan Swafford and Jeffrey Bourne might have been in that as well. We are under caution for the 4th time here. Let's take a look at what transpired. We were watching that live. So you're going to watch this outside lane.
They're trying to form up.
Tyler Jones
And you got to worry.
72. You have Jeffrey Bourne in the 44.
Looks like he's coming down. Looks like he's getting sucked into that side draft. And he does, and he makes contact with Keenan Fry.
Yep.
And ends up spinning it out,
upsets that car. He lost it. Sick Tokyo Drift.
Goes up, gets involved with the 33, the 44, getting a little loose there, trying to hold on to it.
Blake
88 and the 98, dive down low. 89 coming down. Do we get contact up there? We will have to take a look as we're seeing smoke from the tires, but yes. And as we can see, another one that you did not want to see.
Buster
Nathan Swafford having a good race.
Yep, Nathan goes around.
And some severe debris coming off the wall there. As we go and cut to the lake. Let everyone have a chance to refresh themselves.
Like
with
Tyler.
72 of Tyler Jones.
Tyler Jones' crew definitely got their work cut out for them to try to get that car back in this race before we are
As you can see, Blake Charo up there in the 33 missing the front end of that car. Got to be worried about showing off the trade secrets to everyone. Got to quickly put a tarp over the front. Don't let people see what's going on. Owen Vance coming in. Getting a sip of gas. Not changing tires. Gonna come back out in front. And Hunter Geyer gets out to the line. Omar falls behind. Falls away from the leaders. And it makes you wonder, do they get some tires? You know, or is it just all fuel? You gotta worry on your strategy here on how you can do it. But Owen Vance continuing. First pit lane. When you got the first box on pit lane is always an advantage because you could just full throttle out of it. You don't have to worry about pit lane speeds. So we're going to go back. We're going to take a look at the 93.
Reagan Shockley here. We're going to see if we can get right on the nose here. This is the 93's view of that wreck. You can see Tyler Jones on the outside in the 72. He is the primary person that was in that wreck. We're in 1/4 speed, just for those at home.
See here,
72 on
Tyler Jones sliding down, getting sucked into that side draft.
Yep.
Doesn't have a chance to correct himself. Maybe the spotter said you were clear, but unfortunately he goes sideways.
They stack up right in front.
44 gets into the side of the 99.
Jeffrey Bourne.
Looks like holding it.
And
he loses it right here. Up into the wall. Makes intimate contact with the wall. Puts it in the spin cycle. Trying to gain control. Going back the straightaway the wrong way. You don't want to see the sticker headlights looking at you as you try to correct yourself and try to stay out of everyone's way. But that was a hard hit.
That was, absolutely.
Regan Shockley. And parking her in the grass. A marshal running up there, waving his hands, screaming, "You can't park there, sir! Sir, you can't park there!"
That was definitely a hard hit for the 93 as well.
Not something you wanted to see, but with that latest, Jackson Sibley, Tyler Jones.
I want to make a note here.
The Meatball Club.
Late race. One driver I've been kind of keeping my eye on here is the number 3 of Nicholas Warner. He's up 23 positions from where he started. And there's something about the number 3 at Daytona that just seems right, even though it's on the 24's kind of paint scheme. But
well, sometimes you gotta just reuse. There's only so many liveries out
there. Right.
So sometimes you gotta rinse and repeat. You gotta reuse, but looking to be a Rainbow Warrior disguised as a good wrench, that makes it even better, folks. We have a Rainbow Warrior good wrench number 3. This man is all sorts of confused. Nicholas Warner.
I do like the crossover. I do appreciate the crossover.
Yeah,
That is a cool scheme.
Yeah.
But both, I mean, if you're going to go to the Earnhardt or the Gordon, both drivers pretty dominant at Daytona. So it seems fitting. We're going to keep our eye on Nicholas Warner here and see if he's able to make the late race moves as we are about to go back green.
There they go. Owen Vance gets a hell of a jump. Keaton Fry right behind. Hunter Geyer forgot where the gas pedal was. Kind of backed out of it a little bit. Hopefully can recover. Links up with Travis Farmer. Travis Farmer's unfortunately a little bit faster. Is going to go down to the bottom. Hunter Geyer's going to try and make something happen with that outside line. And we're watching of Jeff Earnhardt in the number 3 making his way to the front. No, it's Nicholas Warner. But Owen Vance, 18 laps to go. Can you hold on to it? People are starting to get desperate. This is where you're going to have to be kind of hoping and kind of praying just a little bit.
Battle for first. Owen Vance, Keen Fry, Travis Farmer, Hunter Zell, and Hunter Geyer are your top 5. Obviously, with the drafting track, they're extremely close to each other. 0.2 of a second difference between first and fifth.
A little bit of wobble on that outside lane.
Whoa.
And we got a little bit of bumping back there. Looks like they were able to recover it.
A little loose there.
Omar slides it up into the outside. Trying to get up with teammates. Hunter Zell's up there, not too far away. Owen Vance leading this through. Travis Farmer in between teammates.
The whole top 5. The whole top 5 is a team right now.
Oh, they're all teammates.
Yeah,
oh,
Owen Vance, Travis Farmer, Hunter Zell, Matt Morrison, Omar Rodriguez is Elite Motorsports.
There was a checkup. Matt Morrison was a little slow back there. That caused Keaton Fry to check up hard. Got a massive hit from Nicholas Warner. You got to worry about front end damage when you see a big checkup like that.
Yeah, the top 5, the only person they're missing is just Nathan Swafford. Looks like this whole front pack is kind of, at the moment, falling apart. Only 3 on the outside.
As we can see, Keaton Fry getting a little more aggressive, trying to find a way around these teammates. Finds a spot on the outside. Can Keaton make it work?
Whoa! Buster Malcolm hard into the outside.
And there's the big one. We have multiple cars involved.
Oh, that's
not
what
everyone
good.
Wants to see. Not what the drivers want to see. 5th caution at Daytona.
Let's take a look here. Look like Buster just lost that car.
Lost it.
And up, got
Buster
down.
Comes down.
Into the 12. He comes back up into the 4. And just sideways across the track.
Just collecting everyone.
Boom.
Gets a little airborne.
I believe that was the 53 of Cooper Leardy was involved. Number 4, Logan Murray's involved. The 12 of Aiden Koenig is involved. 31, Nick Hames. I don't think he had much contact to do with that, but that is going to set us up for quite an interesting ending of this race. I say that because there's 90 laps. We have about, 12 left at the moment. And
The main problem when you have these wrecks like this is you lose your rhythm.
Yep.
You get snapped out of it.
It's going to restack the field.
Compose yourself. Get back in the front.
Now, we are again discussing Owen Vance, our pole sitter, sitting out front, again, dominant. Looking at the pits right now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We've got a whole plate of meatballs. 7 cars have meatball from this race.
Hate to see it.
Owen Vance fakes out the pit here.
He fakes it.
I don't need nothing.
Blaze Billing gonna pull it in. Nathan Swafford's gonna pull it in. Aiden's gonna pull it in. As we can see, someone's having a barbecue.
Yeah, I don't think you want the barbecue
Nathan Swafford
under the hood.
Nope, not Nathan Swafford. My mistake. Back it up. It is. I don't know who else is having a barbecue out there, but Robbie Brogan, first off the pit lane. Owen Vance back out in front. We're going to have probably about 11 to go. Possibly 10. Jeffrey Bourne, Black Lab.
Yeah, if pace car kills the lights this time by, we'll have 1 lap to go for the yellow here. That should bring us into going green on lap 80, which would be 10 to go. Assuming my math is correct. So Owen Vance just has to simply hold on to the lead for only 10 more laps.
Well, Fred, we all know how you are with the math.
I'm terrible at it. But I could tell you that 10 laps to go is only 25 miles.
That's right. That's right. They're quite not in Canada's striking distance for you.
They're just outside.
Just outside.
Just a bit outside, as John Sterling would say.
The lights out. Lights are going to be coming out here. We're going to be doubling up. We're going to have Owen Vance and Travis Farmer on the lead road. And we're looking to see Owen Vance is going to elect to have the outside line. This is interesting.
That is a choice.
You know, we're going to find out if it's the right one here soon.
Although that car was a rocket ship on the last restart, and I believe he was on the outside lane for the last restart, so maybe
someone over there getting their Daytona stripes.
Yeah.
But as we can see here, we're coming down the back straightaway. Looking to be, yes, looks like 10 to go.
Should be about 10 to go once we go back green.
No, it's 11 laps. It's 11 laps.
All right.
Even if you're on lap 80, it's still 11 because lap 90. You know, I'm not good at math either. We're just gonna leave this alone. We're gonna have some laps left, folks. That's what you're gonna have.
There's a little bit of racing left here.
Little bit of racing left.
There's at least one lap left.
At least one more. At
Yeah.
least one more.
Yep. So now
Now the question is to ask though, are we going to have another wreck? Are we going to have another caution?
I was just about to say that. I don't think that this is the last yellow of the race. I think we have a couple drivers trying to make a statement out here that might be making a statement in a bad way. Possibly some aggressive drivers who've been riding around in the middle of the pack, finding their way to the front and thinking, if I only make this crazy move, I might be able to win this race. And if that crazy move doesn't stick, well, we might have a real big one.
You know what better way to get publicity than causing the big one?
Absolutely.
At Daytona. Flag is dropped. Barney waves them by.
Owen Vance
As we
fires
are
him off. Can confirm, 10
Owen
laps
Vance.
to go.
Can confirm, 10 to go. As looks like Nicholas Warner got a little bit up into the wall. Owen Vance kind of dropping back, but he's got a lot of momentum as they're coming up to speed. Travis Farmer currently marked out in front. Here comes Owen Vance, pushing what little horsepower he has left. Riding it high on the outside. Nicholas Warner being a shark, looking to do something here.
Yep. Keep an eye on that 3. Keep an eye on the 19. I mean, really, anyone in this entire top 10 could strike at any moment.
At any moment, Nicholas Warner sliding up there, trying to get more, grabbing some side draft, trying to inch up there. You got to be a little worried there because here comes Nolan Gross on the outside. Owen Vance puts the block, causes a big checkup. Nicholas Warner not backing out of it. Got to be careful here in the turns. You could take his rear end out.
And he does.
And Owen Vance goes sideways.
And there is the big one.
No. Owen Vance goes sideways. Nicholas Warner up into the wall, not able to hold on to it. Nolan Gross squeaks on by with Matt Morrison. Nicholas Warner got the meatball. Jacob Persinski gets a black flag because why not? And oh man, that is not what you wanted to see. Really tough racing. You gotta be careful in the corners. You could suck the air out of their rear ends. And oh man, they get loose.
Yeah, absolute heartbreak for the 48. Running on a very aggressive push here at the end at Daytona. We're going to go back and watch this again. I mean, we all kind of saw what happened. The 3 with quite an aggressive push on the 48.
And you can see it right here. Just tries to bump in the corner, gets the rear end loose, causes big checkup in the front. And as fortunate as it is, did he successfully take out the entire team?
I don't think so. It's showing Matt Morrison still in second place.
Okay.
You can see just everyone kind of fanning out here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5
and
wide.
There's the reason why. You can see out there, what is that, the 0-1?
Jacob Petrowski hitting the pits at a substantial amount of speed.
That's the reason for the black flag. The admin went ahead and cleared that black flag because he was trying to be safe and had to dive into any type of asphalt or concrete. And so admin was just going ahead and waved that for him.
Now, quite interesting.
Nicholas Warner stayed out front, has damage, got the meatball. Race control will not accept him to be on this track. He's got 3 laps after the green drops to take it. And here's the question.
Look at the damage.
Tire's nuts. The tire, it's very interesting because from your camera view, you're showing the tire moving around. From my camera view, it's not even spinning. He is just
Yeah,
going
there's
flat
some
spot that whole thing. He's got a lot of damage in the front.
some substantial right front damage on the number 3 machine here. You can see a lot of vibration in the right front. The bumpers come disconnected. You can see the paint is all scraped off. There is some heavy damage on the right front here of the number 3 machine of Nicholas Warner.
Young Hitta commenting that not the way wanted the race to end. We feel you up there in the booth.
I'm not sure
But
who
what-
Young Hitta is.
You know, but what we will say up here in the booth, it's not what we want to see. But man, viewership's up. Viewership is up.
Yeah, no, it's good for the ratings, you know?
Good for the ratings. So the question is, Nicholas Warner had 3 laps to serve this penalty, serve this meatball, or will be penalized. Now, do you risk it? Because we're gonna go green with looks like 4 to go. May not be planning this correctly. And there he comes, coming down into the pit lane.
Yep. I think he's just
That's
gonna
give it to Matt Morrison.
have to get that car fixed. You
to.
can see that right front is
Young Hitta. Young Hitta is Tyler Jones.
Tyler Jones.
Tyler Jones. I do. Yes, we do agree. That was not a fantastic way to send her out there.
Well, Owen Vance is back out, still on the lead lap. That's not a little too soon to count him out. He's got a lot of work ahead of him, but he's driven through this pack already once.
Did get out in front of the pack. So
not sure how much damage is on that 48. We're going to go green this time by, and he's got a whole track to get some heat pump tires.
Nolan Gross looking fantastic. You know, and what's very interesting about Nolan Gross put in some work yesterday. You would think he'd be tired, you know, but looks like Nolan Gross has got some endurance that we're not aware of.
Yeah, so. Nolan Gross, podium in another league, the Summit GT3 Racing League. We got to have an interview with Nolan Gross last night over in that race as he put it on the podium. And, well, we might be getting another interview with him tonight if he's able to maintain this. And let's not forget that number 02 Paul Davis machine did go around earlier in this race. He was able to fight it back, and a little bit of luck falling in his lap, and here he is on the outside taking us to green.
Well, definitely going to be interesting to see. Owen Vance might have an opportunity.
If he gets a quick caution, I think if he can get a couple spots picked off and then get a quick caution, Owen Vance might.
We're going to figure it out because the pace car pulls it in. We're going green here with 5 to go, possibly 4.
I believe it'll be 5 to go.
Green. Will be 5 to go.
Yep, there it is.
Matt Morrison, first off the line. Now we gotta be nervous. This is the last part of the race. Everyone's gonna push their cars as hard as they can. Nolan Gross making a good run.
Let's take a look. Connor Price up here. He won a few races last season. Definitely familiar with Victory Lane through the Weeknight Warrior Sim Series, and honestly not surprised to see him up here in the late race.
Hunter Zeal takes it down low. Hunter Zeal gets out in front. Nolan Gross still has a lot of speed, a lot of momentum. Gotta worry about you gotta worry about Connor Price. Connor Price keeps finding his cloak button. Nolan Gross, we got a lot of checking up down on the bottom line. Nolan Gross out in front by 2 car lengths. Trying to maintain that high side. Got a little bit of bobbing and weaving behind us. We're putting it 3 wide along the back straightaway. Nolan Gross, Connor Price, Hunter Zeal, Nathan Swafford. Slides into P3. Gets into the wall, finds the Darlington stripe. Falls down a little bit. Can he recover? Got a couple more people getting up into the wall. No big deal. Most of them are shrugging it off. Nolan Gross trying to hold on.
3 laps to go.
As that bottom line is starting to hold up.
Side big move from Keith Fry. Back here, hoping it wasn't stacking the deck. Looks to be all
As
right.
Nathan Swafford goes down to the bottom line. Nolan Gross again a little bit aggressive in the back. Everyone trying to find the positions. Everyone trying to find the fastest lane. Aiden Stevens trying to find a spot in the middle.
Throwing her 3 wide.
Nolan Gross gives up. Nearly gives it up. Connor Price still pushing him. As we're coming 2 to go. Popsicle sticks in the air. This is what it comes down to, the last 2 laps. Nolan Gross running away with it. Connor Price behind him. Matt Wright slides up. You got Keenan Fry and Omar drastically racing to the front. Nolan Gross. Can he hold on to it? Can he stay clean?
Or Aiden Stevens on a run as well. So is Matt Wright. Omar Rodriguez right there with Hunter Zell giving him a good push. Teammates working together. We are about to see the white flag here at Daytona. Are we about to see all hell break loose?
Barney throws it up. There's a white flag. The draft line is breaking up. It's now every man for himself.
Oh, and
Nolan Gross gonna lose it down to the bottom. Matt Wright making a big push.
Price getting shuffled up. Dawson Price made it.
Oh, he throws him into the wall. He's upside down.
Wow,
Spin cycle.
massive
The flag
wreck.
is still going. Aiden is out in front.
And
we see
they
more
go.
carnage in the back. Not what we want to see. Medical center's on standby. Aiden Stevens holding it. Aiden coming up. 2 turns to go. Nathan Swafford on the outside. Can he have the moment? Are we going to have a photo finish? They're going for blocks.
Nathan Swafford on the
And they go
bottom.
3 wide. He gets
Aiden
in the
gets
side.
bobbled.
Nathan Swafford takes it at Daytona.
Nathan Swafford picking it up on the last
Way
lap
to
pass.
go.
Coming out of turn 4.
Oh, man.
What an absolutely nutty finish.
As the smoke is clearing.
Nathan Swafford,
Unofficial results.
Dawson Price,
Swafford,
Aiden Stevens, Hunter Geyer, Kean Fry, Matt Morrison, Jacob Petrowski, Blaze Billing, Ty Carino, Nick Hames are your top 10. Get the
and that's
tarps.
right. Get the tarps because, man, it is bad.
Let's see if we can
Swafford.
get a quick look. Gonna get Nathan Swafford's celebration. Then I think we're gonna cut back and just try to see that hell break loose on the backstretch. But Nathan Swafford was in the back, drove her to the front.
Owen Vance giving him the thumbs up. Owen Vance lets him have it. You earned it, Nathan.
What an ending to that race.
Oh, it was fantastic.
Well, Nathan burns her down and gets ready to celebrate with his team and get ready for his interview. We're going to just take a quick look and see what happened on the backstretch here.
Oh, not something you wanted to see coming out of turn 2. Just becomes ultimate mayhem.
There was the 14 machine of Matt Wright. I believe he...
dealing with Aiden Stevens. Aiden Stevens pushing super hard.
Yep. You can see Nolan Gross came down, but
and
Aiden on that push.
Pushes him.
And that 14...
That took out Nathan Gross, which then ultimately...
violently into the wall. He goes up and over. Omar gets into him. The 96 of Blaze Billing gets into him. Obviously, Nolan has no steering, so he has nowhere to go. You can see the left front tire. 14 car up into the fence. Roof first
Oh, the
into the
catch
fence.
fence.
Man, you see the backfire coming
Oh,
out of
you
the
hate it.
pipes.
And then you see 19.
Hunter Azell going around on the bottom here with the 20, the 92 of Omar going around as well. You've got the 09. I believe that's Travis Farmer is involved. And another
And
big hit
the
on the
spin cycle keeps going.
14.
Oh,
Robbie
man,
Brogan gets into him.
Robbie Brogan comes in for the kill. Oh, it's not what you want to see.
Absolutely
But it
not.
was a finish. It was a finish. As everyone is pulling it down into the paddock, everyone is calming down.
All right, and we're going to grab onto Aiden Stevens here and get him in for an interview. 1 second. Aiden, it is Fred and Metal up in the booth. You got a copy on us.
Yes, sir.
What a last lap of that race. You had quite a point of view, dear, in that.
I did, yes.
So kind of walk us through here. That last couple of turns there, we see you are on the bumper of. Oh man, I feel bad because the medical center is really treating to his wounds right now. And but yeah, you were right there down on the bottom. You were in the bumper. What was going through your mind?
Well, I was told by my teammate Matt, just push. So I just didn't let off the throttle. I think he got a little low and caught the apron, and I followed him down. It just didn't end well. And then coming into turns 3 and 4, had a nice lead, didn't know what to do. Had to try and block the run from Dawson in the 5. And then coming out of 4, I just kind of didn't know if I should have stayed on the bottom, on the top. I seen the 5 had to run on the top. And then it's almost reminiscent of the Daytona 500 this year, where Reddick did a crossover on Elliott and won the race.
Right.
It was fantastic. It was, and we're fortunate with you. You were able to push him out of the way. He goes up, takes out most of the competition, and then you're coming up, and Nathan Swafford and Dawson Price, all of you fighting it out there to get to the end. What was that like?
Yeah, average race here. Dawson's always up here. I see Nathan up here every once in a while. The 6 back there is always up here. I mean, last year it was me and Dawson. It was like 4 or 5 car race for the championship. Dawson was up there. I think Matt was too for a little bit. Jacob as well. So, I mean, this is probably about what you'll see every week.
Well, it was definitely fantastic. It was a lot of things that are going on there. And, got a couple of questions for you. Let us know when you're ready.
Go ahead.
Okay, look, you got a podium. First race of the season, you got 3rd place. Daytona isn't easy, right? How would you rate it tonight?
Tonight was a little harder. I'd say about an 8 because I had internet issues that disconnected me. I was 2 laps down at one point, and on that last restart with 5 to go, I was sitting 14th. And I was the only one fighting it 3 wide through the middle, and it worked. And it was about the same as last year, too. I finished 2nd last year, so back-to-back podiums in this race feels pretty nice.
Bridesmaid positions, you're definitely due for one here, huh?
Yeah, it was a lot of the beginning of last season. A lot of podiums.
Who would you say you worked well with tonight coming up through the pack? Anyone specific?
Towards the beginning of the race, all of my teammates, Jacob, Matt, Blaze, we were all pretty well in the back. Towards the end of the race, Jacob tried to stick in my bumper, but I just kind of pulled away through the middle. Yeah, actually, I think he was there for most of it until about 1 lap to go. So.
All right. Well, before we send you back down, anyone you want to give a shout out to, give a thanks to, any sponsors, anything like that you want to hit?
My teammates, and everybody for putting on this league. It's fun to be back here for a second season after winning the championship last year. Plan to try and do it again.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'd say you're off to a pretty good start, firing off third in the points after Daytona, heading into, I believe it's Atlanta next week?
Yeah.
All right. Well, we wish you luck. Hopefully, we'll be interviewing you again at Atlanta.
All right, thank you. I'll see you guys then.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, thank you.
And let's go to second place finisher here. Mr. Dawson Price, you got a copy on us? It's Fred Metal up in the booth.
Yes, sir, I do.
All right, that was quite a wild finish to that race. We had a car up in the fence trying to leave the track in an odd way than on the hauler. And all of a sudden, there was a whole bunch of smoke, and the 5, the 54, and the 74 all rolled through 1, 2, 3. What was it looking like coming out of your lap?
Man, honestly, so I was riding there for a while and kind of waiting for an opportunity. And then I see Aiden up on the outside there. I think it was 2 to go, maybe 3 to go. I don't remember. Kind of blurs together at the end. But
Right.
I see him up there, and he had a pretty good run. I was like, okay, I'm just going to jump up. And I ended up right behind him. And then when all that chaos kind of unfolded, I was honestly just had a view full of his rear bumper and saw the smoke and was like, oh, I'm just going to back up a little bit. But most of the part, like, mostly just stay into it and hope that I don't get collected. And then next thing I know, we're up there battling out. And then there at the end was wild. I didn't know if I was going to end up winning it or 74, the 5. It was wild. I'm usually not a big fan of super speedways, and I think that just made me a little more fond of it.
Yeah, it's definitely a fun to be a part of and in the mix and not the one that's in the big one at the end, right?
Absolutely.
What I know on the broadcast side, we touched on you a little bit here and there throughout the broadcast, but you weren't necessarily a driver that was up front the entire time. So what in like the last 10 laps just kind of clicked in your strategy that all of a sudden brought the 54 to the front? Was it just luck, or were you finding some lanes that you hadn't hit yet?
We definitely, like, as a team, me and the team tried to save our cars as much as possible throughout the race and try to be there at the end and hope that the cautions kind of laid out how we needed. And it ended up working pretty well. And then after that last caution before the end there, it was kind of just like, at this point it's every man for themselves. And for the first time, like, I didn't really run in the pack all night necessarily. I was just kind of hanging out. And I was like, well, I hope I can manage. We got a new package here for season 2, and I didn't run a whole lot of practice in a pack, so I was kind of still pretty curious on how the car was going to feel, but just managed to be able to take advantage of little gaps or runs, or try to build a run here and there. But
yeah,
it ended up working pretty good, and I definitely do think luck is always a little bit on the side in racing, especially at a super speedway. But
right,
turned out pretty good.
Well, I do have to say that was a lot of excitement there, especially for the last couple of laps there. I was in my seat. Fred over here is trying to pull me down in my booth, and I'm throwing him off of me, saying, just sitting there screaming into the microphone out there. Coming away with a second place win, going into Atlanta. How you feeling?
Honestly, I feel pretty freaking awesome. I feel on top of the world, but it's usually super speedways are my weakest spot. I usually only shine at all the other tracks. And to be able to start off with a P2 at Daytona is pretty awesome, and definitely has me looking forward to Atlanta a little more. I think there maybe the strategy is going to be a little different, and maybe I just go out and have a little fun, but we'll see. Atlanta's always crazy now.
All right. Well, I can't wait to see you out there. And before we let you go here, you got anyone you want to shout out to, or give praises to, or are you a lone wolf, man?
I'll shout out to the family for watching. Okay. I'm sure they're watching. Shout out to the team, sticking together, running really good tonight, staying in line with the strategy and communicating. And thanks to all the sponsors. And thank you for, yeah, I think that's it. thanks for you guys up in the booth.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, you don't have to give a shout out to us. It's fine. We get paid either
Hey,
way.
I got you. I see you twice a week now.
Yeah,
Hopefully I can
yeah,
get one of these on Monday, so
right.
it's a little different. Right turns are a little more tough, but
Yeah.
we'll see.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Just a little.
All right, we'll let you get back to the pilot and enjoy it. Don't party too hard. You got to get on a plane to Atlanta.
Alrighty, thank you guys. I'll try not to.
Well, fortunately for him, I think both races next week are in the state of Georgia, so it's only one flight.
Yeah, that's nice. That's nice.
All right, let's grab our race winner here. Nathan Swafford. It's Fred and Metal up in the booth. Congratulations, first off. And
Thank you.
looking out the windshield of the 5 machine, what exactly happened on that last lap?
I mean, craziness. But, coming out of 1 and 2, I just got lucky because, I mean, the high line had all the runs, and I was stuck down there on the low. And then there was obviously the big wreck, and being down low kind of helped because I avoided it all. And then, few of us popped out in front and then jumped outside, and then I got some help from the 88 pushing. And then when the 74, when Aiden came up, he came up a little bit high and opened the door for me, and the 88 stuck with me and helped me get to the win. So, some luck, but I'll take it.
Yeah, if it's
fantastic.
If it's luck or
Fantastic
talent that
to
puts you
hear.
there, at least you're there,
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't win Daytona without a little bit of luck.
Absolutely.
That's right. That's right. But as a Ford fan myself and owner of a Ford team, I love it when I see the famous Ford come across the finish line. How do you feel about this win for the manufacturer?
Dude, I feel pumped up. It's a great win for the Ford team, and we're looking forward to getting back out there next week and hopefully have another good showing at Atlanta.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Hot Atlanta. It's going to be a hot one out there. So, Fred, I'll let you finish it out here for the victory, the winner.
I'm wondering on tonight's success, how much came from just preparing for Daytona versus just adapting on the fly and just doing what felt right in your gut?
I'd say a little bit of both. You run some laps at Daytona throughout the week, but nothing ever actually compares to what happens out here on race night. One thing that helped a lot was us as a team. So Elite Motorsports, we worked together really well throughout the race, and we're able to put ourselves in positions throughout the night where, we all got, if we go back to the stage, I was lucky enough I won the stage also.
Yeah.
Our team as a whole got a lot of stage points, and then the end of the race was the end of the race, and stuff got kind of crazy. But I'd say working with the team throughout the race put us in a good position to succeed there at the end too.
Yeah, for sure. And before we let you go to celebrate with the team and pop some champagne or some bottles or whatever it is you're going to go do, is there anyone you want to thank or shout out or anything like that?
I'd like to thank all the guys at Elite Motorsports. Like I said, their support's been great. And thanks to all the people out there watching the stream, all the people following along with the league. So that's it.
All right. Well,
I appreciate it.
You are.
You could have been like, thanks for the fans up, the guys up at the booth. But it's no big deal or anything like that.
Hey, and thank you guys. Thank you guys. Hey, I've not been here before. I'll remember that next time. Thank you guys for doing what you do. That's right.
Well,
you
are.
Hey, no, you guys have been doing a great job.
We appreciate it, and
I've watched some of your other races too, and you guys do a great job up here.
Yeah, I think we get you on Wednesdays too for Superstar ARCA, right?
Yep, that's right.
All righty. Well,
you'll definitely get some more of us. So.
Yep, you're in the driver's seat heading into Atlanta, and we want to wish you luck there, and hopefully we'll get you another interview with you.
That's right. And next time I'll remember to thank you guys first.
All right, brother. Well, congratulations again.
Right.
and we'll be seeing you later.
All right, thanks. See you guys.
All right, and we got one more interview here, which is actually going to be just an interview with the commissioner, who I'm sure at some point later on we're going to be interviewing him for a race win or a podium or something along that. But let's get him up into the booth. He was kind of involved in that last second scrum here. But Mr. Rodriguez, it's Fred and Metal up in the booth. You got a copy on us.
Oh, no. Put the beers away. Put the beers away. The commissioner's here.
He's here. He's watching. He's watching.
He's watching, guys.
Got you guys loud and clear.
All right. Perfect. So I requested to interview you kind of no matter where you finished, and that's because you're sitting in a really interesting role as you're one of the commissioners that actually races in the league. And I mean, I guess unfortunately you were in that mess on the last end, and walk us through that. What was your point of view from that one?
With the extra horsepower we're running with these cars, it just everyone has just a stupid good run in the draft. So actually trying to make a move, especially coming to stage or to the the white flag there, just made it really difficult because everyone's trying to make moves. Everyone's trying to go win the race. If you didn't have track position, you were bound to get caught up in something. I got caught up on the very last yellow, got caught up there at the end, just couldn't seem to make it by the wrecks.
Right, and yeah, that's. I mean, they don't call them the big
it
ones
is
for
tough
nothing.
to see. It is tough to see, Hopefully this isn't a repeat for the rest of the season, right? Hopefully this is the only one that, you're involved with a big wreck and stuff like that. But, making the left turns, trying to stay consistent and everything, it's always a difficult thing. Everyone says racing's not a sport. You guys are down there feeling the G-forces, dealing with the sweat. They don't even put air conditioning in these cars. Tell me what you were going through the whole time while you were just racing out.
Oh man, I didn't do much of anything tonight, honestly. I was kind of on autopilot the whole time. It was really just a matter of sitting in the draft and saving fuel and just making sure I don't accidentally hook one of my teammates.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
never want to spin a teammate out. No, that's definitely something you don't want to deal with.
Right.
I think most of my work was more on the pit strategy side of things. I think I was putting giving input there, but in terms of racing, I honestly don't feel like I did too much tonight.
So
well, I noticed that you're running around on 24 karat rims. Do you think that might cause a little bit of a weight issue?
The speeds we're running weight shouldn't be too much of an issue.
Kinetic.
I could probably carry a passenger around and still win the race.
So, on the commissioner's standpoint, what stood out most tonight about just the driving and the sportsmanship shown? Were you impressed, not impressed? Got to work on some things, or did it kind of go smooth in your point of view?
For it being a super speedway race and having started with a 36 car field, 6 cautions is about exactly what I wanted to see. I don't think I could be any happier with the racing that we had tonight. For the most part, everyone was respectful. Everyone ran as hard as they could, and we got a lot of green flag racing. So hopefully, it put on a good show at home. But just as league commish, I'm very, very happy with my guys tonight. Absolutely stellar racing from the group.
That's
Hopefully
awesome.
we keep this going next week in Atlanta, right?
Yeah, right. And that kind of segues into my next question. Is there anything you want to tell your drivers heading into the next event? Maybe taking some notes off of Daytona moving forward to Atlanta.
I would not mind seeing a repeat performance of tonight. We got some action with the cautions. We got good racing there. I don't think the guys could do any better of a job. I think this might be one of our best races. I'd probably say it's our best super speedway race as a league since the founding of it.
That's awesome.
But I'm hearing from a lot of people that we put on a hell of a race tonight.
Yeah, I would. From sitting up top and looking down at it, it was a real fun one to call. It was a real fun one to watch, and up until the last lap, we didn't know who was going to win this race. So
I don't think Swafford knew he was going to win
I
until he won the race.
Yeah.
um,
So, before we let you go, one thing I just want to say, I appreciate you giving me a shot up here in the booth. Fred is a real good buddy of mine and stuff like that. It was a lot of fun to call this race out here. I hope I put on a good enough, a spectacular event for you. And I'm hoping that the keys will still work when I come back next week.
yeah, I don't think we're gonna lock
make
you
sure
out
the
of the
seat stays warm for you.
booth. But yeah, before we send you down, any final message for the drivers, teams, or anyone who tuned into the broadcast?
Gotta shout out my girlfriend for, letting me do this little hobby of mine on Tuesday nights, putting on the league and everything. I gotta shout you guys out for putting on a hell of a broadcast. I'm hearing nothing but good things.
Awesome.
I'm very happy we were able to bring you on instead of as a track photographer, as our broadcaster. Pretty happy with that. Yeah, man. I just hope the drivers keep showing out and keep putting on a good show and having fun. Honestly,
Yeah.
think we forget that sometimes.
Right. It is. It's all for everyone's fun, and no one, as much as we want to, no one's making $1 million by winning the races. So you don't need to race it like you're gonna win $1 million every time.
I think the prize for the league winner, like the championship winner, is I think it's 60 this season.
Right.
Not maybe a new video game or like dinner with your partner or whatever.
Sure.
Nothing too fancy.
$60 million? I'm only getting $5. What is this?
So, all right. Well, we'll send you back down, and we'll hopefully be talking to you on the podium, at least on the podium. I would like a winner's circle interview with you at Atlanta, but that's more up to you than it is for me. So until then, we'll send you back down. And it was nice chatting with you tonight, and thanks for letting us do your broadcast for you. And we'll be talking to you next week at Atlanta, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's the goal. Thank you guys for showing up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
All right, and that was Omar, the owner of the league, driver in the league, the driver of the number 92 with the 24 karat gold rims. And Metal, I think that's going to do it for us here at Daytona. I think we're ready to close her out. The race is over. Nathan Swaffer is raising the trophy, kissing the trophy girl, and going to go celebrate with his team here at Daytona.
And for the folks at home, we're hoping to put on this type of entertainment all season long. You want to see some more close racing? You want to see some some action by action calls? Tune in, because it's going to be like this every week.
Yep, we hope so. So next stop will be next Monday for Summit GT. We are going to be, what track? I know we're going to Brazelton, Georgia.
Road Atlanta.
Yeah, Road Atlanta. All right, so Road Atlanta for Summit GT next Monday. Tuesday, we'll be back here with the Weeknight Warrior Sim Series at Atlanta. So 2 stops in Georgia. Then Wednesday, we're going to be going down a little further south, but back here to Daytona to kick off the season opener for Superstar ARCA East next Wednesday. So we hope to see all you guys tuning in for those shows. Please give us a like, give us a subscription, and we hope we put on a good show for you all here at Daytona, covering race number 1 for the Weeknight Warrior Sim Series. Again, congratulations to Nathan Swafford, Dawson Price in P2, Aiden Stevens, and the rest of everybody else. Here is your finishing overall. There it is. All right, there's your top 18. So we'll leave you on that, and for myself and Metal, we'll catch you all next time.
Have a good night, guys.